scared of her. Of course I'm not scared of her. How could I protect her if I'm scared of her? What it is I have respect for her, and I don't get a kick out of disrespecting or embarrassing my wife in front of people. She's talks more than I do. She's going to say things that I don't or wouldn't say. So she's going to say stuff. I don't have to have her come back. I'm cool with where I'm at.
Okay, y'all.
Dr. Damon finally admitted to something that has been whispered about for years. He confessed to cheating. It wasn't a rumor anymore. It didn't come from a castmate trying to stir drama this time. The words came from him. What made it even more shocking was how calmly he admitted it, like he had been carrying it inside for a long time, and finally just decided to say it. It didn't feel like a moment for TV or for the cameras. It wasn't part of a storyline or a stunt for views. It felt real, raw, and painful. And even more painful was how Dr. Heavenly reacted when she found out. This wasn't the Heavenly people are used to seeing. This wasn't the loud, confident, quick-witted woman always ready with a comeback. This was a broken woman sitting in silence, her tears doing all the talking. When Dr. Damon spoke about respecting his wife and not wanting to embarrass her, people listened. He said he doesn't get joy out of disrespecting or talking over her. He said she talks more, so she says things he wouldn't, and at first, it sounded like a man just supporting his wife's personality. But now, looking back, it almost sounds like he was justifying why he stayed quiet for so long. People are starting to wonder if his quiet nature wasn't just about peace, but about hiding something. And now that the truth is out, there's no going back. The confession came during a private conversation, something that wasn't supposed to go public. But these days, very few things stay private. Someone was nearby, someone was listening. And eventually, the conversation leaked. When it did, it hit everyone hard. But no one harder than Dr. Heavenly when she went live after it all came out. Fans were shocked. She wasn't yelling, she wasn't being shady, she wasn't even talking much. She was just sitting there, clearly trying to hold herself together, but failing. Her hands were shaking, her voice was cracking. Her face looked like someone who had just lost everything she believed in. She kept repeating one word: trust.
My wife says you're a cheater. Doesn't have anything to do with your profession.
Doesn't know me. You
doesn't
do.
have anything to do with
She
your
doesn't
pocket.
know me.
But he could say the same thing about you not stepping up to him about him being respected in the medical community.
Stepping up to him. How?
But no, but you know his character.
So here's what
She said she trusted him. Over and over again, she said it, and every time she said it, it sounded like it hurt even more. That's what made this different. That's what made it real. Some people tried to blame her. They said maybe she knew and just ignored it. Others stood by her, saying no one deserves to be betrayed like that, especially not by someone they built their life around. And that's what makes this so heavy. Because Dr. Heavenly has always been that wife, the strong one, the loyal one, the one who stood by her man no matter what, the one who built her brand around marriage, loyalty, and being a supportive wife. But what if deep down she did know? What if she just didn't want to believe it? There's a difference between not knowing and choosing not to see. Maybe she saw the signs, maybe she had doubts, but when you love someone that deeply, sometimes your heart makes excuses your mind would never accept. Fans are now going back to old episodes. They're rewatching her interviews. They're picking up on things she said in the past that didn't seem like much before, but now feel like clues, like when she said, "If daddy ever stepped out, it'd kill me." That line was brushed off back then, but hearing it now, it sounds like a woman who was already afraid, already hurting, already preparing for the worst. On Instagram Lives, she'd sometimes talk about being exhausted. People thought she meant work, her businesses, her schedule, but maybe it wasn't just that. Maybe she was exhausted from trying to keep it all together, from loving someone while carrying doubt, from fighting battles in silence that no one knew about. Because sometimes the strongest women are the ones who cry the quietest. And now, it all makes sense. All the little things, all the tired eyes, all the broken laughter, it was all part of a story she couldn't say out loud. And when the news came out, it didn't stop with one confession. At first, people thought maybe it was a what-I'm thing, a mistake, a weak moment. But then the rumors started. People began saying it wasn't just one woman, that there were more. That some of these women were around them, close to the family, even part of the show's circle. That's when the betrayal got deeper. Because cheating is one kind of pain, but being betrayed by someone close, someone you know, someone you let into your home, that's a whole different level. Fans started pulling up old scenes, looking at who was always nearby, who smiled a little too much, who was quiet but always there. Screenshots started circulating, group chats lit up. People had theories, some even had names. Nothing was confirmed publicly, but the whispers got louder. And through it all, Dr. Heavenly stayed quiet. Not a post, not a tweet, no comments, just silence. And that silence said more than words ever could. It said she was hurt. It said she was tired. It said maybe she didn't have the strength to defend someone who broke her. Sources started saying this wasn't just infidelity. It was a full-blown affair, long-term, serious, and if that's true, then everything she thought she had was built on a lie. That kind of betrayal doesn't just hurt your heart, it shakes your entire identity, especially when your public image is tied to your marriage. And Dr. Heavenly isn't just on reality TV, she's a dentist, a speaker, a business owner. Her brand is about being real, being honest, being a strong wife. So when something like this happens, it doesn't just break your heart, it breaks everything you've built. Fans are heartbroken for her. Some are angry, some are confused, but most of them are just watching, waiting, wondering what she'll do next. Will she stay? Will she walk away? Is this the end of her marriage or the beginning of something new for her right now? What we know is that both Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Damon are in therapy. But they're not going together, they're doing the work separately. That says a lot. It means they're not rushing to fix it for the cameras or for the fans. They're taking space, they're sitting with the pain. They're trying to understand what this all means. People close to Heavenly say she's doing deep work, not the kind you post about online. The kind that happens when you're alone with your thoughts, your pain, your truth. She's not just trying to fix a marriage, she's trying to rediscover who she is. Because when your identity has been tied to being a wife and that role breaks, you're left wondering who you are without it. That's not easy, that's not quick, that's the kind of healing that takes time. As for Dr. Damon, he's owning it, no finger pointing, no gaslighting, no pretending. That doesn't excuse what he did. But it does matter because owning the damage is the first step toward any kind of healing. Fans are divided. Some say he's brave for telling the truth, others say it's too little too late. But one thing is clear, this story isn't just about him anymore, it's about her. It's about Heavenly and her journey back to herself. Then more stories started coming out. Allegedly, more women began to speak, more receipts, more screenshots. Some even claimed there were hotel stays, late-night texts, and emotional connections. If all of that is true, then the damage runs even deeper than people thought, and Heavenly, she still hasn't responded. No Instagram live, no tweets, no interviews, just silence. Maybe she's still processing, maybe she's done talking. Maybe she's saving her voice for something else, something bigger. The public breakdown of their marriage has become one of the most talked about moments in recent reality TV, and not because of the drama but because of how real it is. Because anyone who's ever loved someone deeply and been betrayed knows this pain, and when you see someone like Heavenly, who always stood tall, now trying to figure out how to stand again, it hits different. She's not yelling, she's not joking, she's not pretending, she's just still. And that stillness says everything, whether she stays with Dr. Damon or walks away. One thing is clear, she's changing. This has changed her, and maybe in the end, that change will be the most important part of the story, because heartbreak can break you, but it can also build you. It can strip away everything that isn't real and show you what really matters. Heavenly might be broken right now, but she's not done, and whatever she decides to do next, it's going to be on her terms in her time. This is about more than just a marriage. It's about a woman figuring out who she is when the one thing she counted on fell apart. It's about finding strength in silence, power in stillness, and truth in pain. The journey ahead for Dr. Heavenly isn't going to be easy, but it's going to be real, and sometimes